How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike, and today it is the last day of March, and that means that there was a ton of movies that came out over the past 31 days. I was able to see a total of 16 new releases. Some of these are from previous months, but I wanted to include them just so I could talk about them on here. And some of these I have posted, short reviews for. Other ones you could probably find on my Letterboxd, but I gave them as a rating. And honestly, this month wasn't too bad for movies. There were some pretty big misses. Others were really, really good for, in my opinion at least. And, if you guys watched as many movies as I did, or if you just watched any movies this month, let me know your ranking down below in the comment section of those that you watched, and just your quick thoughts on any of these. And if you're willing to do that, make sure to also hit the subscribe button and the like button. And let's get into this ranking. So we have, like I said, a total of 16 movies to get through. So let's start it off with the last place film for me personally. And in last place, we have the new Russo brothers movie, The Electric State. Now, this was a huge misfire on pretty much every single level for me personally. You had a pretty good cast, with Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt, Woody Harrelson's in there giving like a vocal performance. Coleman Domingo, Ke Huy Quan is in here. And, like I said, just a really, really good cast, a really good set of directors from, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Unfortunately, though, this is kind of in line with a bunch of their other movies that are outside of the MCU, where you just kind of get a huge misfire. And honestly, this might be the worst of the bunch. You have this, like, pretty cool little, like, sci-fi blockbuster concept that seems kind of fun, but very reminiscent of other movies. And it kind of throws you back into like this retro 90s vibe from like an alternate past, which is really weird to do. And I know it's based on like a graphic novel, but this really did a bad job of, capturing the spirit of that setting, capturing, just like the vibe of like, sci-fi and whatnot. And honestly, I think in general just was a huge misfire. A lot of it was really confusing as well. Some pretty lackluster performances and a terrible script. Honestly, just leading to one of the more, bigger flops of the year, and honestly might be my least favorite film I've seen all of 2025 thus far. Coming in at number 15 for me is going to be a movie that I'm sure everyone's probably going to have in their last place spot, and that is going to be the live-action Snow White remake. This one has had a lot of PR troubles, and it's no secret. You have a lead who on PR tours and whatnot would like is just kind of just like crap on the original film. And I don't want to get into the controversy per se, but I just want to say, like, I don't know what was really going through her brain at that point, but that is not how you market your film. That is not a great way to do that at all. And this one just kind of falls in line with every other Disney live action remake, where you have just a pretty ill-conceived film where any of these live action remakes you could probably say, like, what's the point? What was the idea behind this other than the fact that you're creatively bankrupt, where you just are going back to your classics, trying to get some more money with an IP, and this is definitely not making Disney any money. So, yeah, it's not great. Of course, people are talking about how Gal Gadot is not very good in the film at all. She's not at all very good. Also, the dwarves look terrifying. They look horrendous. And yeah, it's not a very good film at all. And I get if anyone like enjoyed this, it's not a movie that's for me particularly. I'm not a huge Disney person. I'm not a huge musical fan. So honestly, if you like this one, that is perfectly fine. I'm just kind of falling in line with all of the other dislikers of the film, unfortunately for me. But, like I said, if you liked it, happy for you. I just really didn't. Next up is a movie that I haven't really heard a whole lot of people talk about. It is called Odessa, and this is a film that premiered on Hulu and Disney Plus, starring Sadie Sink. And from what I remember, it's like a sci-fi rock opera kind of movie. And Sadie Sink is a really good actress and is really, really good in the film. It's just the story is very forgettable. I watched this about a week back, and I honestly don't remember a single thing that had happened in the movie. I just remember Sadie Sink was really dang good, and that's really all I remember. So, yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't really put it higher on the list just because I kind of just forgot what happened in it. But yeah, I mean, it was all right. It was all right. I gotta say, there's some things to admire about it. Just didn't really work for me. Next up, number 13, we have Plankton the Movie. Now, this is a new SpongeBob animated movie that premiered on Netflix. And last year, we had a really bad movie that kind of fell like from the same studio, which was the Sandy Cheeks movie, Saving Bikini Bottom. And I was really, really nervous about this one, especially considering that the Sandy Cheeks movie was terrible. And this one wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad, but it still wasn't very good, honestly. And I'm happy to say it wasn't nearly as bad as something like, Saving Bikini Bottom, but I don't know. It just whoever's ideas pop into their head with these kinds of these Netflix original SpongeBob films, they're not the best. And I gotta say, I just want to in the future probably just stick to the original 2004 film. Yeah, it just doesn't really do anything special for the SpongeBob IP, and just is like another SpongeBob thing. I love SpongeBob. I think it's a very funny show. It's a classic cartoon. This just doesn't really do anything for me. Next up, number 12, we have another movie that premiered on Hulu and Disney Plus. It is called Control Freak, and this is a horror movie. And it's another one of these that just kind of got really forgettable for me. There's some really cool visuals and creepy moments in there, but honestly, it was like an hour 40 minutes long. Felt really, really long. Felt like a drag, and just very forgettable to me. Honestly, it was just fine. Nothing special at all. Just another streaming horror movie. Just to add on to the list. I heard it was pretty good. I wanted to check it out, and in general, I just thought it was okay. Next up at number 11 is a movie called The Alto Knights, and this is starring Robert De Niro in two different roles as he's playing two different gangsters. And from the trailer, I thought this looked really, really cool. And then I saw it while I was at work one day, and it was kind of rough, I'm not going to lie. It's like 2 hours, 15 minutes long. Feels like it's 4 hours long. It is so boring, such a slog. But Robert De Niro is such a good actor that he carries this entire movie on his shoulders. There's some really cool, there's like shootout sequences here and there. There's a pretty good, courtroom scene. And honestly, it just kind of wasted the talent of Robert De Niro, unfortunately. But at least he was able to save this movie from being, just really bad. Next up at number 10, we have a movie called The Rule of Jenny Penn. Now, this one premiered at Fantastic Fest, I believe, last year, and it was picked up by Shudder and just premiered this past month. I believe this past Friday it actually premiered on there, and I checked it out because I had heard some pretty good things going in. And while the cast is really, really great, you have Jeffrey Rush and who's the other guy in it? Let me just look this up. John Lithgow's in it. While they are really, really good in the film, the concept kind of let it down, honestly. Where you have this idea where it's like this doll is like hired to like haunt this house, and it's just like I didn't really understand it. Like I said though, the cast kind of just carries this movie. It's pretty cool. There's some pretty cool visuals and ideas thrown in there. It's just kind of just another generic, uh, forgettable horror movie to me. And yeah, it seems like this year so far is becoming pretty forgettable for horror movies, unfortunately. Coming on at number 9, we have a new film called Borderline. Now, this was a film that was kind of buried, and I had heard about it through a couple reviews, and it seemed kind of interesting to me. You have Ray Nicholson and Samara Weaving in here, which are, two of, the best talents, honestly, in modern day for, like, horror movies. Samara Weaving, of course, being in like stuff like Ready or Not, Scream 6, like a ton of great, great movies and a bunch of great roles for her. And Ray Nicholson, like I said, he's in Smile 2. He's in another movie that is way up higher on the list for me. And this one was a huge letdown, honestly, where you have a really fun concept and a really cool like aesthetic and vibe to it, where it's kind of just like a throwback horror movie almost. But the script really let this one down for me, where you have, Samara Weaving, who's great in the film. You have Ray Nicholson, who's also great. The characters are so unlikable and uninteresting, and the lines, like, it's trying to be funny, and it just really doesn't deliver on any laughs. It's just disappointing, honestly. It's just kind of disappointing. But, it was fine. I didn't really hate it, didn't love it, didn't like it very much. It was just very middle of the road. So kind of disappointing given the concept and the cast. But, yeah, it was just okay. Coming in at number 8, another movie that's kind of a disappointment, even though I kind of went in just expecting to have, some fun with it. It's the new Jason Statham film, A Working Man. Now, this is from the same director as The Beekeeper, David Ayer, and of course, like I said, Jason Statham's in it. And honestly, I was going in wanting to just have a fun time. Hopefully, it's going to be like The Beekeeper, where it's just a really, really fun surprise of an action film. And this one, honestly, just wasn't great. It's based on a book, I believe, and honestly, the cast, you have David Harbour, Jason Statham, and Michael Pena's in there as well. Just kind of felt wasted. David Ayer is a good director, but I don't know. This just really wasn't very good, honestly. It kind of plays itself a little too seriously, and it's a film that is like very, very generic, where, you have this concept that's been done multiple times. It's kind of just like Jason Statham's take on Taken, and it's fine, I guess. It felt very, very long for whatever reason. I almost like got up and left, honestly, watching it. It was just like I was, sitting there, and I was just like, okay, yeah, this is gonna get going, right? And I look up, look at my watch, and it was only a half hour into the movie, so it felt really long for whatever reason. It's fine. I didn't hate my time with it. There's some pretty fun action sequences. Jason Statham's a fun actor, but just kind of another generic action movie that was really, really forgettable. Number 7 is a new A24 film called Opus, and this is starring Ayo Edebiri, and basically it's very similar to a film that came out a few months ago called Blink Twice with Jason Statham, Channing Tatum in it, and it kind of just like got the same concept and whatnot, and it was good, just very generic, honestly, where you have like another one of these like modern cult horror films. And while the concept is cool and the execution is really, really good, it just felt way too similar to many, many other movies. Blink Twice, Midsommar, a ton of other movies. Just, I don't know, felt very, very inspired. A little too inspired. So, it was cool. Ayo Edebiri's great. You had John Malkovich in here as the villain. He's great. Just kind of generic. Coming in at number 6 is going to be The Woman in the Yard. Now, this was actually a really big surprise for me personally. I saw the trailers and I thought it looked horrible. And while I didn't even really love this movie all that much, I actually thought it was pretty solid for the most part, where you have this concept of a grieving mother taking care of her kids, and she's kind of just like a deadbeat mom. And one day, this woman in a black veil just is like appears sitting out in their yard, and they are sitting, in this house trying to watch what is going on with this woman, trying to figure out who this woman is. And it was an okay idea, just the trailers did not really sell me on it. And when it comes to the movie, when I was watching it, I was like, oh wow, this is actually kind of solid. You have a really, really good central family drama where, this mom is, grieving and is not a very good parent. And like to the point where, she's injured, she's staying at home, and like the power's out at this home, so she can't like take care of it. Her phone is dead because she's trying to watch this video over and over again, trying to remind her of her deceased husband. And it was really, really good up until the third act, where it kind of falls apart. And there are some really good ideas, but at the same time, it has a really, really bad message by the end of it. And I don't know how to describe it, because I like how they execute it, where it's kind of just like inferred what happens. But at the same time, what does end up happening, just they kind of fumbled the message, where you're trying to, they're using like this sort of like in the movie it's kind of established where you like there's like this dreamscape area, and everything in like words is like written backwards or like a mirror image. And they kind of use that like right in the final shot to try and infer what's going on. And it is something that is really, really dark, but also just it's not good. It's like, I don't know. It'll definitely not work for a bunch of sensitive crowd. And I respect what it was going for. I just didn't really agree with what it was trying to say. So honestly, a movie that worked for the most part just really fumbled the bag by the end. Number 5 is going to be a movie called Last Breath. Now, this one came out in February, and this was a movie that people were saying was actually like really, really cool, just a really intense movie. And I wasn't able to go see it up until a couple weeks back, and I actually had a decent time with it. I thought it was really, really cool with what it was trying to do. Basically, you have this crew. It's based on a true story where this crew was underwater and nearly died. And honestly, I don't remember what exactly the mission was. It wasn't a super memorable film, but what I did remember from it was how intense it was, and I really, really appreciate what it was going for. It takes a little while to get going, but I thought it was really solid. So honestly, I highly recommend it. It's pretty cool. Coming in at number 4 is the new Steven Soderbergh film called Black Bag. Now, this is a new like spy espionage film. Basic concept is like this guy is a spy, and his wife is what's the word? She's accused of committing treason toward the UK. And so going into it, I didn't really know what to expect, and I honestly really liked what I saw. I thought it was really, really cool. Just a very, close quarters, fast-paced movie. There's some slow parts. There's not really a whole lot of action, but it keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time trying to figure out what's going on, and I really had a good time with it, so I definitely recommend if you can go see it. Coming in at number 3, we have Death of a Unicorn, a new A24 film starring Jenna Ortega, Paul Rudd, Will Poulter, a bunch of really, really great actors. And this was one that I was really looking forward to. From the trailer, it just looked like a really, really fun time, really funny. And I gotta say, while it is very stupid, it's very self-aware at the same time, where you have this concept where it's like these rich people are farming off of a dead unicorn, which sounds very stupid. They make it very funny and also play up the fact that it is a very stupid film. It's kind of a satire, very self-aware little comedy, and there is some really, really good gore in it as well. Funny performances, like I said. Will Poulter and Jenna Ortega steal the show. They're fantastic in it, as always. And I just had a really good time with it. I had a rough day when I went to go see it, and by the end of it, it put a smile on my face, so I had a good time with it. I highly recommend. Coming in at number 2 is Mickey 17, the brand new Bong Joon-ho film, and this was a really, really cool movie, for me at least. I know a lot of people didn't really love it. The trailers didn't really sell it on me entirely, but the concept, the cast, the director had me sold. So I wanted to go see it, and I really, really liked it, honestly. Outside of like maybe the first like 30 minutes kind of just like throwing me off a little bit, it really picks up steam after that and delivers just a really, really fun sci-fi aesthetic and concept. I love Bong Joon-ho as a director, and he absolutely delivers with this film. Very, very cool film. One that kind of just like sticks with you for a while, and I just had a really good time with it. I definitely recommend. Also, Mark Ruffalo honestly was like this show stealer with this one, giving his best Donald Trump impression. I thought it was kind of hilarious. So yeah, I definitely recommend. But coming in at number 1 is honestly probably the biggest surprise for me this entire year so far, and is actually my favorite film I've seen all year so far, and it is Novocaine, starring Jack Quaid, and I really, really enjoyed this one. It was a huge delight to see on the big screen. It's just another one of these like throwback action films that's kind of like a blend with a rom-com, and Jack Quaid's in it. Basically, it's a concept where he can't feel pain, and so, going through a bunch of like these, action sequences where he gets beaten the crap out of. It is just a lot of fun, and like I said, it's just a throwback action movie, but it delivered everything that I wanted. If I could go see it again, I would. If I could watch it, I would right now again. It is just a fun movie that from start to finish put a smile on my face. And I've been wanting more movies like this where you just go to the theater, have an awesome time, have some great performances, a good laugh, just all around a movie that worked for me. Maybe some people didn't really care for it. That's fine. I just had a really damn good time with it. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was awesome, brutal. I had an awesome time with it. So it comes in at number 1 for me and is easily my favorite film of the year so far. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, if you watched as many movies as I did, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Or if you just watched any movies this month, let me know your ranking of them down below, your thoughts as well. And if you like this video, like I said, make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.